Welcome to another sort of more casual review or quick look at more Sentai Figuarts. In front of us we have 3 Figuarts from Kaisoku Sentai Gokaiger. Now for a long time ago I did review Gokai Red, and for the most part, especially the blue and the green one, they're going to be identical figures, except they're going to come with slightly different accessories. All of these figures I picked up a long time ago, like from secondhand sellers on Facebook and whatnot, for a pretty cheap price. Like none of them were more than 200 Hong Kong dollars each, so that's pretty decent. So let's go through blue and green first. Green is usually the cheapest one. I guess his character is just the least attractive one. He's sort of like the loser one, even though he's still quite powerful, whatever. So as we can see here, in terms of accessories, aside from the fist already attached to him, he also has, let's see, a pair of sort of react hands, pointing hand there. He's got the sword holding hands, gun holding hands, spray open hands, and of course he's got the gun, the sword, he's got the Figuarts and henshin device, the key in open and close mode in green, of course, as well as alternative little things where you have the key plugged in or not for the sword and gun. But he also has a little bird that's in the ship that's kind of annoying sometimes. So let's just yep, older releases with these trays. So I'm just gonna take a look at this bird first, because this is the exclusive item, I guess, from this particular release. Let's see. Oh, she's got like moving ball peg for the wings, so that's pretty decent. See, legs have a rotating joint, that's kind of cool, and head is on a rotating joint as well. So articulation wise, something that small, it's pretty decent, and I'm expecting the Figuarts Baby Yoda to have at least this much of articulation. And the overall paint job is surprisingly well done. The sort of deep red body with the gold coloring and all the lines and stuff on it are all done very well. This is a very nice figure indeed. Accessory. For the figure itself, the proportions from back then are not that good. He's way too skinny. Needs a bit more like stomach thing there. All the Gokaigers and a lot of the Sentais as well. Let's see, how easy is it for me to pull his arm off? Not very much. So unlike Gokai Red, which I'm actually no, that's the exact same as Gokai Red. So even though he doesn't have the folded arms accessory like Gokai Red, he can still pull the arms off quite easily. And see, shiny helmet looks pretty good, for its time, and it still looks pretty decent for today. And the overall coloring on this figure is also pretty nice, even for figures today. Transtab is pretty obvious there, and like I said, the proportions itself are pretty bad. And as for the articulation itself, it follows the older style where you can pull the leg down, but you see there's a little bit of a bump there, so it does cover it just enough. So yeah, I have no doubt that the more I mess around with this, it's going to get loose around there, so because of this older style joint. But overall the movement on this is pretty decent, and despite being second hand, I'm pretty sure the person who bought it didn't really open it that much. They probably just bought it when Gokaiger was still brand new and just messed around with it, and was just like, yeah, whatever, collectible team, put it into the side. Quick look at these weapons. For the time, they're pretty good, and today they're still really good. These are really awesome. You can pull that up and you swap it out with the longer piece that looks like it has a key in it. Pretty sharp tip, so be careful, definitely not for kids. And yeah, the detail there, you got the Gokaiger logo and whatever, it's all painted very nicely. Same goes with the gun. This is also painted very nicely, very detailed. It's really the biggest complaint with this figure is it's almost perfect, to be honest, even for today. It's just, the body proportions. Now, we have the Figuarts there, and there is a little hole for the key to plug in, so that's pretty awesome. It's just unfortunate we do not have this Figuarts in closed mode. That would have been really cool, but again, the detailing there is pretty good. Even these tiny Ranger keys have a little bit of detail painted on them. You got the black paint on there, that's pretty cool. And on the underside, the key area is done in silver. And the closed one just has a little bit of a black peg on the end. So yeah, this overall is a pretty awesome release. So let's just go over to the blue one, which I'm not going to go over the identical things. So the Blue Ranger here does come with extra slots there with the keys plugged in, and the ones without the keys plugged in, that's because he comes with these special sword things. So let me just get the let's get the triple one out, and well, let's get the double one out too. So of course his speciality is they like to give him all the swords, and he can hold all the swords together and do something like that, and do a sort of more epic final wave. So which means that he needs 5 of these key holder thingies to have the keys in them to do the final attack. So these are pretty cool. Obviously you cannot do this with the actual toy, it's just unrealistic, and all these bits are just as sharp as the single sword ones, so yeah, definitely be careful with these. And detail might be considered a little bit lacking on the back, but hey, you never really see that in the show either, because again, it's a camera trick or a digital trick. It's just not something that really happens or can happen, but they've done it or whatever in the toy form, and that's pretty cool. And he does come with just the regular sword as well. He comes with all the same hands, the figure itself's the same, and the gun's the same, and the key is the same, just done in a different color. Again, the helmet itself is pretty nice and shiny, but the rest of the body is a bit of a matte finish. And let's see, even if it's old age, the joints are for the most part pretty tight, nothing's too loose. So yeah, pretty cool. So let's just quickly go over the articulation. Exactly the same, the green one and red one and whatever. So double neck joint, full, lots of rotation there, full rotation there. Arm has a little bit of like a dumbbell joint in there, goes up, goes down, full rotation there. Oh, this armor or jacket does get away a little bit. Full rotation there, double elbow joint, but doesn't go full all the way. Hands on the peg and swivel, also goes forwards, back, sideways, sideways. That's a lot of movement there. And the suit details go quite far up. Leg goes up, back, oh, it goes down a lot, and sideways. So yeah, like these joints just get loose so easily. Double knee joint. Any rotating there? No. Foot is on a ball peg, and the toes go up and not down. So, and then finally we have Gokai Silver. So I'm just going to open that quickly again. Now Gokai Silver's accessories are definitely going to be a bit different because he's not one of the main rangers. So let's see. Fist on the figure, and for the most part, it's got the similar hands, but he also has this sort of special posing henshin hand as well. And of course, he has different weapons. So let me just get him out. Okay, let's just get his weapon in gun mode. The coloring on here is, I think I can hear something loose, but no, it's fine. Let's see. The gun itself is molded quite nicely, and the coloring is also pretty awesome. And you know what? It looks like a key from this angle. I've only just noticed that now. Okay, so it's a key gun. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't notice it before, but maybe it's not intended. I don't know. And here it is in the staff mode. Again, the tip is painted very nicely. There's no. It feels like there's supposed to be articulation here, but no. There's a few joints here that has been glued or pegged together, so be careful with that. But the overall thing has a little bit of give to it, so it's not that easy to snap. This thing is very long. It's taller than the Ranger himself. That's pretty awesome. He does come with his unique henshin device, and no, there's no transparent box or empty box in there. You cannot put a Ranger key in there. So well, whatever, with just a black tip, that's fine. I guess he can hold it and do the transformation pose and whatever. And while this figure technically has no use of a Ranger key, he still comes with one molded in silver with a black paint on it. So it's pretty cool that Bandai back then they do fill up these figures with accessories, unlike today where all of these figures seem to be a bit on the bare side. Overall, for its time, these were pretty decent figures. Obviously, compared to Figuarts these days, they do leave a bit to be desired for. Too skinny, maybe a little bit on the short side, but the overall articulation is still pretty fun as long as these figures haven't become loose just yet. In terms of accessories, these are great. They just come with all the hands you need and all the weapons that they come with in the show. Pretty awesome. So if you are a Sentai fan, you could pick these up and you still have a good time with them. So, despite being an older generation of Figuarts, these are still a lot of fun, especially if you pick them up for a relatively decent price. Like me, none of these were over 200, so that's pretty cool. I guess the alternative right now is Hasbro's Lightning Collection, which, unlike Bandai of America, those figures do seem to be a lot better in terms of proportion anyway. So if you can't find the Figuarts, those will probably be okay, but I have noticed that their quality, because of their price I guess, is still a lot lower than Figuarts. The figures themselves, proportions are pretty decent, but the accessory wise, the paint job on the accessories do leave a lot to be desired. And yeah, I don't think when you get Gokaiger you're really gonna get little Gokai keys or Ranger keys from the Hasbro collection. Who knows, maybe we will. That would have been fun. And a lot of the while the first few released from the Lightning Collection have been pretty awesome, it seems like they're going downhill already. Start out with a bang and then just slowly get worse again. I've noticed that certain figures just lacking in accessories. Even with Mighty Morphin or Zoo Ranger, they don't seem to have like their guns in, I think, close or open mode. There was something missing. I saw some of the reviews, so that's pretty annoying. Well, I know that these three can be bought for a pretty decent price. The ones that are hard to get are going to be the pink and yellow one. I'm gonna try and hunt them down. I do want a complete set of Gokaigers. But if I can't find them or they're just way too expensive, then maybe the Lightning Collection is the way to go. They seem to be the same scale. I don't think the Power Rangers stuff is like Marvel Legends size. I think they're more Black Series size, which is in scale with SH Figuarts. So who knows? Maybe I can pick those up instead. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. A quick and more casual review and look at some of the older Figuarts, Sentai Figuarts. And while it is a shame that the Sentai Figuarts line did end, it kind of makes sense that, you either have one figure, just a Red Ranger, but then you can't complete the team, so then people don't buy it, or you have the full team get released, but then people can't afford to pick them all up because getting a full set of Figuarts is quite expensive. So, oh well. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and of course take care and have a nice day. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye now.